Dealerships can't keep these SUVs in stock. Buyers are showing up to empty lots, waiting lists are stretching for months, and some models are gone within days of arrival. This isn't a shortage caused by chip issues or supply chain chaos anymore. It's pure demand. We're counting down 12 SUVs flying off lots right now, and if you're shopping for one of them, you need to know why and how fast you need to move. We're talking full redesigns, hybrid powertrains buyers can't get enough of, and value plays that are wrecking the competition. Some of these names might surprise you, and a few are selling so fast that even the dealers themselves are struggling to keep track of inventory. Stick around, because at number 9, one model is selling faster than dealers can even list it online, and by the time we hit number 1, you'll understand why customers are paying over sticker just to drive one home today, sight unseen, before it even clears the delivery truck. Let's start the countdown at number 12. Number 12, 2026 Chevrolet Equinox. Kicking off the list at number 12, the 2026 Chevrolet Equinox used to be background noise in the compact SUV class. Not anymore. Most buyers expected a mild refresh. What they got was a full redesign with sharper styling, a bigger touchscreen, and pricing that undercuts the RAV4 and CR-V by thousands. Inventory tracking sites show Equinox stock turning over in under 2 weeks in several regions, and JD Power ownership scores have improved noticeably compared to the outgoing generation. Here's what's surprising analysts most. This isn't a redesigned bump, it's a full customer migration. Buyers who got priced out of Toyota and Honda showrooms are landing at Chevrolet instead, and they're not settling for less. For families watching every dollar against rising interest rates, that price gap is the difference between affording a new SUV and driving a used one, and Chevrolet knows it, which is why they're not budging on incentives right now. In some regions, sales managers say allocations simply can't keep pace with requests. But if you think the Equinox story is impressive, wait until you see what's happening at number 11. Number 11, 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe. At number 11, the 2026 Santa Fe went through one of the boldest redesigns in the segment, and buyers weren't ready for it. The boxy, rugged new look was a gamble. It paid off. Expectation was a safe, evolutionary update. Reality is a completely reimagined SUV that looks nothing like its predecessor and sells the moment it lands. Consumer Reports has praised the redesigned interior and cargo flexibility, while owner forums are full of buyers who say they crossed the brand off their list years ago and are now first in line. Registration data suggests hybrid Santa Fe trims are moving almost immediately, with some buyers reportedly signing paperwork before the vehicle is even washed and detailed. Here's what buyers aren't realizing. Hyundai finally built something that looks as premium as it drives, at a price well below luxury competitors. That means less room to negotiate and more pressure to act fast before allocation runs dry. It's an emotional gut punch if you hesitate and lose the exact trim you wanted, especially when the next buyer in line drives off with it the same afternoon. Next up at number 10, a name most buyers already trust, and now they're buying it in record numbers. Number 10, 2026 Kia Telluride. Number 10 belongs to the 2026 Telluride, and it's been a phenomenon for years, but demand is on another level. Buyers expected the hype to cool off eventually. It hasn't. If anything, it's intensified. Kelley Blue Book data continues to show the Telluride holding resale value better than almost any 3-row SUV on sale, which only fuels more demand from buyers who see it as a smart long-term investment. Here's where things get interesting. Several dealers say they now have deposits on file for Tellurides that haven't even been built yet. Popular trims like the X Pro are reportedly running waitlists of 2 to 3 months, and buyers who don't put a deposit down early are often pushed to the back of the line entirely. For families that need 3-row space without a luxury price tag, missing out on a Telluride often means settling for a less refined alternative. That's a frustrating position to be in when you've already made up your mind and a salesperson tells you the exact configuration you want simply isn't coming for months. And the next SUV proves trucks aren't the only GM vehicles selling like this. Number 9, 2026 GMC Yukon. We're at number 9 now, and most buyers assumed the 2026 Yukon was just a Suburban with a badge swap. That assumption is costing them. The redesigned Yukon brought a more refined interior, updated tech, and available Super Cruise hands-free driving that's pulling buyers away from Cadillac and Lincoln showrooms entirely. NHTSA safety data and updated crash performance have only strengthened buyer confidence. The shocking part isn't the redesign, it's how fast the top trims vanish. Market data shows Denali and Denali Ultimate units are frequently spoken for before they even arrive on the delivery truck, leaving base and SLE trims as the only real options for walk-in shoppers. GMC finally positioned the Yukon as a legitimate luxury alternative, not just a rebadged workhorse. For buyers, this means top trims require deposits and patience, while lower trims sit longer. If you want the fully loaded version, you're competing with buyers willing to pay well above MSRP. Would you actually pay over sticker for an SUV like this? Let us know in the comments. Coming up at number 8, the SUV that started this entire wave of Toyota's redesign obsession. Number 8, 2026 Toyota RAV4. At number 8, the RAV4 has been America's best-selling SUV for years, and the redesigned 2026 generation is selling even faster than before. Buyers expected another safe, predictable update. Instead, Toyota delivered a hybrid-first lineup with sharper styling and genuinely improved fuel economy. Consumer Reports and IIHS both continue to rate the RAV4 among the safest and most reliable in its class. Here's the part that catches buyers off guard. Some regions have reported zero hybrid RAV4 inventory for weeks at a time, forcing shoppers to widen their search radius by hundreds of miles just to find one. Sales figures indicate the gap between hybrid and gas-only trims is only growing as Toyota shifts production toward electrification without sacrificing the practicality buyers already trusted. That leaves shoppers who want a hybrid RAV4 facing markups or long waits. It's frustrating to watch the exact configuration you want get snapped up by another buyer while you're still filling out paperwork. And speaking of Toyota hybrids disappearing fast, the next entry might be the most surprising sellout story on this entire list. Number 7, 2026 Toyota Corolla Cross. Number 7 is the one nobody saw coming. Nobody expected the 2026 compact crossover based on the Corolla to become one of the hardest vehicles to find on a Toyota lot. But that's exactly what's happening. Buyers assumed the Corolla Cross would sell like any other economy crossover. Steady, unremarkable. Reality is units selling within days, sometimes hours, of arrival, especially the hybrid trim, with a few locations selling out their entire allotment before the vehicles were even unloaded from the truck. JD Power reliability scores and Toyota's reputation for low ownership costs are pulling first-time buyers and budget-conscious families straight to this model over pricier competitors. Here's the surprising part. Affordability, not luxury, is driving the most intense demand on this entire list. For buyers, that means very little negotiating room and a real chance of losing your preferred color or trim to someone else who submitted a deposit first. It's a strange twist for a car this modest to generate this much urgency, but the anticipation only builds from here, because Toyota's larger SUVs are moving just as fast, starting with this next one. Number 6, 2026 Toyota Highlander. At number 6, the 2026 Highlander has quietly become one of the most in-demand three-row SUVs in the country. Buyers expected it to be overshadowed by the newer Grand Highlander. Instead, both models are selling briskly, with the standard Highlander appealing to buyers who want proven reliability without the larger footprint. Consumer Reports data continues to show strong owner satisfaction, and hybrid Highlander trims are especially hard to track down right now. Here's what's catching buyers off guard. Many dealers are prioritizing hybrid allocation for the Highlander over the gas-only version. So shoppers assuming any Highlander on the lot is the one they want often find out too late that it's the wrong powertrain entirely. Rising gas prices are pushing families toward hybrid three-row options they previously overlooked. Pay close attention to which trim and powertrain combination is actually available before you fall in love with a listing. It's an easy mistake that costs people weeks of waiting, and by the time they realize their preferred trim isn't available, someone else has already claimed it. Up next at number 5, the SUV built specifically to solve the problem the Highlander couldn't. Quick break. Which one of these has surprised you the most so far? Drop the number in the comments. And if this is helping you shop smarter, hit subscribe. We cover exactly which vehicles are worth the wait and which ones you should walk away from. Now back to the countdown. Number 5. 2026 Toyota Grand Highlander. Number 5 is proof that Toyota can still spot a gap in its own lineup. The company built the 2026 Grand Highlander because the regular Highlander wasn't big enough for growing families, and buyers responded immediately. Expectation was another mid-sized 3-row SUV lost in a crowded field. Reality is a genuinely larger, more comfortable vehicle that's outselling projections in nearly every region. Owner forums are flooded with families citing the improved third-row space as the deciding factor over minivans they'd already test-driven. Here's the shocking part. Some locations are reporting 0-day turnover on Grand Highlander Hybrid Max trims, meaning the vehicle sells before it's even parked on the lot. Toyota identified a real gap between the Highlander and the Sequoia and filled it almost perfectly. For buyers, this means the most desirable trims rarely make it to the showroom floor before being claimed. If you're not first in line, you're likely looking at a factory order and a multi-month wait. That kind of delay tests anyone's patience, especially for families who need the extra space now, not in 6 months. And full-size Toyota SUVs are seeing an even more dramatic version of this story. Number 4, 2026 Toyota Sequoia. At number 4, the redesigned 2026 Sequoia went from a slow-selling holdover to one of the hardest full-size SUVs to find on a lot. Buyers expected Toyota to quietly phase it out. Instead, the hybrid-only lineup and updated styling reignited demand almost overnight. Kelley Blue Book has noted stronger than expected resale projections for the new Sequoia, a signal that buyers see long-term value here, not just a redesigned bump. Here's a stat that surprised even industry watchers. TRD Pro and Capstone trims are reportedly selling before they're unloaded from delivery trucks in some markets, while lower trims occasionally sit just long enough for a lucky buyer to grab one. Toyota finally gave full-size SUV buyers a hybrid option with real towing capability, something competitors have been slow to match. For buyers, this means showing up expecting a test drive and leaving with nothing but a waitlist number. That's a hard reality check for anyone who assumed a full-size SUV would be easier to find, especially when the model previously struggled to sell at all. But the story gets even more intense once you get into Lexus territory. Number 3, 2026 Lexus NX Hybrid. Number 3 is where Lexus enters the countdown, and the 2026 NX Hybrid has become the entry point luxury buyers didn't know they needed. Expectation was that the NX would sit quietly behind the RX and showroom priority. Reality is, the NX Hybrid often outselling its larger sibling because of its price point relative to the luxury badge on the hood. IHS top safety pick honors and strong JD power dependability scores have made it an easy sell for buyers stepping up from mainstream brands for the first time. Here's what's turning heads in the industry. Younger luxury buyers, the exact demographic Lexus has struggled to attract for years, are now driving most of the NX's demand, prioritizing efficiency over sheer size. Inventory tracking sites show NX hybrid stock turning over in days rather than weeks. For shoppers, that means limited color and trim availability and very little incentive from dealers to negotiate when demand is already this high. It's a frustrating spot to be in the luxury market, especially for buyers used to dealers competing for their business rather than the other way around, and the next Lexus on this list is selling even faster. Number 2, 2026 Lexus RX Hybrid. At number 2, the 2026 RX has always been Lexus's bread and butter, but the hybrid version is now driving nearly all of the brand's SUV momentum. Buyers expected the RX Hybrid to be a niche choice for eco-conscious luxury shoppers. Instead, it's become the default recommendation, with Consumer Reports and JD Power both citing strong reliability and refinement above competitors from BMW and Mercedes. Here's the part that stings for buyers. Market data shows RX Hybrid and RX 500h trims consistently outselling the standard gas RX, often selling out completely in high-demand markets like the West Coast and parts of the Northeast, while showrooms quietly keep gas versions in stock as the fallback option. Fuel economy, smooth power delivery, and Lexus's reputation for long-term dependability are winning out over raw horsepower for today's luxury buyer. Watching a dealer add thousands in market adjustment fees because demand outpaces supply is enough to make any buyer furious, even one who came in prepared to pay full sticker price. But nothing on this list compares to what's happening at number 1. And here it is. Number 1. The 2026 Lexus GX is the single fastest selling SUV on this entire list, and dealers are struggling to explain it to frustrated customers. Buyers expected a slow, boxy off-roader appealing to a small niche. Reality is the redesigned GX selling out within days of reaching dealerships nationwide, with some units reportedly gone before they're even fully unloaded. Off-road capability reviews and strong early reliability signals have combined with Lexus's luxury reputation to create a perfect storm of demand. Here's the number that says it all. Waitlists in several regions are reportedly stretching past 6 months, with buyers placing deposits sight unseen just to secure a build slot, something almost unheard of for a Toyota family SUV in recent memory. Lexus built a genuinely capable off-roader without sacrificing luxury refinement, and nothing else in the segment offers that exact combination right now. For buyers, this means accepting a long wait, paying near or above MSRP, or walking away entirely. That's the reality of the hottest SUV in the country right now, and unless Lexus dramatically increases production, it's not slowing down anytime soon. 12 SUVs, one common thread: demand is outpacing supply, and buyers who hesitate are getting left behind. Whether it's a redesigned hybrid, a value play, or a full-size icon reborn, dealers simply can't keep these on the lot, and manufacturers are scrambling to catch up with orders they didn't see coming. You now know which models to watch, why they're disappearing so fast, and what it'll cost you if you wait too long to act. Drop a comment and tell us which SUV on this list you're chasing right now. We read everyone and might feature your story next. If this helped you shop smarter, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, because next time we're breaking down the SUVs dealers are quietly begging people to buy and why nobody's biting.